You're not ready for what's coming your way in this week's episode.
We're kicking things off with this.
She didn't blink, she didn't move, she just stared at me like a tiny furry dominatrix silently saying, wow, that's the position you're going with? All I want to do is to be able to ride my man like a tractor on a Donegal hillside. If you think that's crazy, you ain't heard nothing yet.
All was going well. We ordered some food, proceeding to act all shy and cute. I accidentally and right into his fries carton.
You think that's scandalous? Check this out. A new episode every Friday. Hit subscribe and get ready for the madness.
Oh Jesus, he's falling around the gap.
Do you think I'd come up the line in a bubble?
I know where I'm putting Debbie's sauce.
Hang on, can I submit my confession?
Welcome back to Meet in the Middle, the podcast where British and Irish banter collide, bringing you chaotic laughs, bizarre confessions, and a whole load of questionable life advice. I'm Jake, welcoming you into the latest instalment of Chaos. I'm joined by James, who's still recovering from last week's quiz, and he can't listen to What's Up without a slight hint of injustice. And last but not least, the man of the moment, top of the bill, is our birthday boy, Danny.
That's right. What's my introduction?
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot the last bit. Let me do it. Hang on, let me do your bit again. I've got more. Hang on, let me... Last but not least, we've got top of the bill. Our man of the moment is our birthday boy, Danny. He's here to... Last but not least, we've got... Last but not least, we've got our man of the moment, top of the bill. It's our birthday boy, Danny. He's here to get you... Oh, sorry, that put me off. Hang on. Last but not least, we've got our man of the moment, top of the bill. It's our birthday boy, Danny. He's here to ask... Oh, fuck.
One eternity later.
Last but not least, we've got our man of the moment, the top of the bill. It's our birthday boy, Danny. He's here to get you questioning, what the fuck? How are we all doing?
Happy birthday, Danny!
We're doing good. Thank
Hey!
you. Oh, I can't believe I'm 38. It's crazy.
Again, for the
I
fifth year in a row.
How are those candles, Danny?
I didn't have any candles. I only had one candle because I had my own little birthday cake that I got myself. A little muffin.
Oh,
Yeah,
that sounds so sad.
It was
Oh,
really lonely.
sorry. that was meant to be an awe.
Are you laughing at the fact that I was lonely?
I got the wrong sound effect. That was meant to be an awe.
But you weren't lonely. You had us. We gave you a little birthday call
You
so you
did.
could open your gifts.
You did, and you got me this lovely Pepsi Cola hat, which I lost when I was in America. Should I tell the story?
Do tell the
It's
story.
up to you.
So I've got a wonderful Pepsi Cola hat like this exact one from a gas station when we were on our travels, and I can't remember where we were. It was a Little Rock.
Yeah.
Little Rock, and I hooked up with a guy and went back to his hotel, and then as I was leaving the hotel, it was quite dark in the room, so I obviously just picked up what I thought was my cap and left.
Not to be confused with a dark room.
Not a dark room. When I got out, I then kind of realized that, I've got his hat. I've got the wrong cap. But then I'd got so far down the hotel corridor that I didn't know which room he was in. So I was like, it's like, I don't know, 2:00 in the morning. I can't just start knocking on these doors. What if I knock on the wrong one? So I messaged him afterwards and was like, I'm really sorry I've picked up your cap and you've now got my Pepsi Cola one. But I did try to return it to you, but thank you for my lovely cap that you gifted me. So yeah, you kindly, guys and Rach, replaced my Pepsi Cola hat.
Hashtag you can leave your hat on.
Yeah. Do you know what the irony is, though, Danny? It actually came from America as well.
Did it?
Yeah.
Well, it came very quickly, and so did
I was
I.
actually why you hooked up with It was the guy that you hooked up with that sent it over, and he's actually here on the podcast now. Welcome him.
No!
Oh my god! Can you imagine? And then you also got me this lovely like mohair jumper, which I absolutely love.
Mm-hmm. So if you can
because
see
I liked
from
your one.
yeah, the one that's in the intro of this video and my profile photo on Instagram, you like that one. So we got
And
you
everywhere
your own
else.
one, your own little twist.
Yeah, you really spoiled me. Thank you. And you got me one of those things that's in
Light
the
bulb.
background of Rachel's.
Yeah, which is what you a light bulb.
Yeah. One of those galaxy light things, which I had on last night in my bedroom, and I love it.
How was it?
Yeah.
It's great. It's brilliant. It comes with like loads of little things that you have to slot inside it. So you
Yeah.
have to pick one.
Different scenes.
Yeah. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm going to be that pedantic about choosing one, but I found one that I like, and it's brilliant.
Some of them are
Put a
cool.
timer
full,
on it and everything.
Full planets and everything on some of the scenes. Out of this world.
Certainly is. And so are you lot.
Oh, thank you.
And as Jake mentioned, Rachel isn't here this week, which means it's another lads episode.
Yes.
I'm looking for a good time. Boys, boys, boys. It's so camp. And so are we.
This week on Have You Heard, we're taking it all the way to Italy, and more specifically about electing the new Pope. Yes, it sounds highbrow, but just wait until you see it. So I don't know if any of you have played fantasy football or anything like that, or any of our listeners have.
I've played fantasy football.
Well, for anyone that has, and it's coming to the end of the Premier League season, you're thinking, what can I do to keep myself occupied? I'll admit I gave up on mine halfway through because it was too much admin to cope with. They have announced you can take part in Fanta Papa, I believe it's called.
Fanta Papa.
Papa.
Yes. And
Put Pope Francis in goal.
Fanta, do you want Fanta?
you do say that, James, but wait until you hear what I've got to say. So this Fanta Papa is a fantasy football inspired game, and there's 60,000 Italians that have signed up for it. And it is basically to predict the next Pope ahead of the voting, or is it conclave? Is that what they call it?
I don't know.
And so what they have to do, they
Pope's
have
got
to.
talent.
Yeah, it is like Pope's got talent. Vatican's got
You
talent.
get a golden buzzer. You're going to Hollywood. You're going to the Vatican City.
So what they have to do, they have to select a team of 11 cardinal candidates that they believe are most likely to become the next Pope. And they're all assigned roles. So they have the captain, which is the person that they believe is most likely to be elected.
Right.
They have a goalkeeper, which is the one that's least likely to be elected. And then they have like all the other positions, and they have to place them. But they then can earn points of when they think they're going to be elected, the number of rounds that's going to be going on, and whether it's going to be a progressive Pope. So it seems like it's quite highbrow, but with a dose of fantasy football. And they even get to choose the team name as well for the popes.
So are they actually like betting money?
Sort of, but there is a problem with that. You can't, it's illegal to bet on things like this when it comes to religion.
Really?
But they've thought it's a light-hearted way to get people to bet on this. And so it was all derived as a result of this, and people are thinking, oh, okay, this is going to be the new way of announcing it. So imagine just having a field of 11 popes, potential popes.
Actually, speaking on the popes, did you hear of this prophecy of popes book that they have in the basement of the Vatican City?
Yes.
Pope's book.
Yeah.
The prophecy of the popes. So it's this scripture that was like made, I think it was created or written in the 12th century, and it's correctly predicted, apparently, the lineage of all the popes up until now, right up until Pope Francis. But Pope Francis is the last pope in this prophecy of popes. So they are saying that now whoever the next pope is going to be the start of the end.
Oh.
Bam, bam, bam.
I know. Have you heard has took a dark turn now? We've gone into the whole conspiracy.
Do you know what else I read or saw in the news recently was you can't vote if you're over the age of 80 or something, and you're in the one of the Pope's people.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's one guy that's who's saying that he doesn't know his age. So there's like this big whole like, oh no, we don't know if he can vote because he could be over 80. But who doesn't know their age?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know my age. age. But yeah, isn't that kind of...
Yeah, he knows how old he
Bit
is. And
naughty.
it's obviously over 80, and he just doesn't want to admit it, and he wants to get the vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah,
popes
so-
have we been alive for? Like, I think I'm 3.
I've not been keeping account, I'm afraid to say.
I think I'm just John
Yeah.
Paul, Pope Benedict, and Pope Francis. I think I've only
And
seen
Ringo?
That's that.
A bit like last week, we finished each other's.
Sandwiching!
We're turning into them Australian twins. So yeah,
I've got friends in Italy. I'll have to ask them if they've placed a bet.
if they've taken part and they've got their final 11 playing. So like I say, it is frowned upon if you do bet on this sort of thing.
So when are they actually when is the new Pope going to be revealed, if you will?
Brought out onto the balcony.
It can take a couple of weeks, I think. But when I think when the Pope dies, black smoke is emitted from the Vatican church or the Vatican chimney, and then when the new
because
one's
they lock
elected, it's
themselves
white.
in a room, don't they?
Yeah,
Mm.
and then
Go
white
and
smoke
burn
is
something.
released. I remember that. I think when it was either Benedict or
Yes.
Francis. I remember, and the white smoke. That's when you know you have a new one.
Oh. I didn't know whether it was the black smoke or white smoke was the way that it got the new one, but it's just fascinating. And obviously, like the whole thing about the Pope book under the Vatican.
Yeah,
What was it called?
Prophecy or
Prophecy.
Popes.
Yeah, sounds a bit like the Da Vinci Code, doesn't it?
Well,
Is
that
that
was
where they
set in the
keep the
Vatican
Pope
City too.
mobile as well?
To the Pope mobile. Do you know what else I've seen online as well, talking about the popes? The way he was laid out in the open casket in the church, it was televised. Obviously, all the Americans saying, "Oh my God, that's not him. This is a conspiracy." Like they've never seen a dead body before. Like I don't know about in the UK, but in Ireland, like before the age of 8, like you've already gone to at least 5 wakes. Like it mightn't even be family members. It could be your nanny's friend down the road. Like I'm not even just talking me personally, but most kids in Ireland see like at least 10 bodies in a wake before the age.
Well,
of
don't you have
15.
RIP.ie?
RIP.ie, yeah. Apparently you have to pay for it now. It's a subscription base, which is a robbery.
Oh my goodness.
That is bad. But yeah, so if anyone has taken part in Fanta Papa, if we've got any listeners that have listened in,
Fanta Papa, Fanta Papa.
which has now got its own ringtone, theme tune. If you've got any bizarre stories that you want us to cover, a bit like Fanta Papa, you can direct message us at podcast.meetinthemiddle, or you can email me directly, jake@meetinthemiddlepod.com.
So no Rachel this week, so we are taking over Who Put 50p in the Dickhead. It is time for your weekly dose of dirty dilemmas and saucy solutions. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Rachel has sent them in to us to read out, so I'm going to start with this one. Dear Auntie Rachel, I need help. Emotional, spiritual, possibly even paranormal help. The other night, my boyfriend and I were in the middle of some seriously filthy fun. Like headboard slammed against the wall, neighbours are probably praying for us kind of fun. I was mid-moan, leg somewhere near the ceiling fan, when my cat launched herself onto the bed like she was auditioning for a front row seat at the Pornhub Awards. Okay. She didn't blink. She didn't move. She just stared at me, judging, like a tiny furry dominatrix silently saying, wow, that's the position you're going with?
Wow or meow?
Meow. Now I can't look her in the eye without feeling like I need to confess my sins. Every time I grab a toy from the drawer, I'm imagining that's a toy from not the cat drawer,
Yeah.
or even kiss my man, I swear that she's plotting a purity intervention. All I want to do is to be able to ride my man like a tractor on a Donegal hillside without being judged.
I couldn't stop it.
That's one angry pussy.
That is an angry pussy. What do I do, Rach? Is it wrong to lock her out mid-riding session? Or is this just what it means to be a sex-positive cat mum in Northern Ireland now? Getting silently slut-shamed by your own furry housemate. Please help me.
Oh, Jesus, the pun.
Oh,
This is why you shouldn't have animals in your bedroom when you're making...
sounds like you're having a whole zoo in there.
But cat, this goes back to what we were talking about in the previous episode, where I can't remember if it was a quiz or not, but Rachel's asking us about the animals, and I told you it's bloody cats.
Yeah.
They are the worst.
They give you that judgmental look all the time.
All the time. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I'm, not a big cat. I'm a dog person, definitely not a cat person.
Completely. So you don't like pussy? Yeah, no, but cats are judgy.
Yeah.
And I can't think of it. And also, they've got evil eyes, like the glow in the dark evil eyes. You know, like when the lights are off and
just
catch
stare
that
at you.
glimmer. I don't like that.
Yeah,
And they can just get
look at you
anywhere as
and
well.
They can stare at you for just breathing.
And
Yeah.
for ages as well, without blinking. Yeah, no, I don't like that. You can close the door, darling. Close the door and ride your man like that tractor.
We had it before again in another confessional, I think, where I don't know whether it was a dog or a cat, but they were in the room. No, it was a cat. And I think the woman was doggy style, and or the cat was underneath her playing with her tits hanging down.
Yes. That was a brilliant one.
So yeah, lock
Yeah,
them outside,
so-
please.
Yeah. Shut the door, lock them out, and have your bit of nookie time.
Maybe
With pigs.
indoors. I've got one now. Rachel sent us all one individually. So my one says, Dear Agony Aunt Rachel, so I went home with this absolute 10 after a party. I'm talking tall, broad shoulders, had a proper I ruin lives and don't text back energy. Obviously, I let him ruin mine. I woke up the next morning a bit dehydrated, a bit wobbly, and still looking like a bit of a goddess. I couldn't find my top, but his shirt was lying there, all crisp and oversized. So I chucked it on and left like the sexy main character in a badly lit ITV drama. 2 days later, I'm hungover, eating toast when my phone rings. Unknown number. I stupidly answer, thinking it might be him calling to, I don't know, thank me for my service. Nope, it's a woman. And not just any woman, his fucking wife. Apparently, the shirt I wore home, my cute little souvenir from Shagfest 2025, wasn't just any shirt. It was his wedding gift from her. She gave it to him on their honeymoon or something. Sentimental value. She's screeching down the phone like I personally cheated on her, demanding I return it. I'm sitting there in yesterday's knickers trying to process how I went from a casual hookup to a villain in a Nicholas Spark novel. Anyway, now I've got this shirt, a mild fear of answering unknown numbers, and a starring role in someone else's crumbling marriage. Do I return it, burn it, or just send it back with a little bottle of lube and a note that says, tell your husband thanks for the cardio?
Oh, I just
What? That is literally what I'd say is you didn't just steal a shirt, you stole a role in a telenovela by the sounds of it.
just sell it on Vinted, get some money for it.
The thing is why do women always go after like the women in these like cheating scenarios?
I know.
He's out of order. He's the one that's like
He's the one that cheated.
in a marriage. I'm not saying that she's not guilty, but you know, you don't know if like he told her that he was married. Like,
No.
I presume not.
I'm presuming from
Like-
the way she wrote that, it sounds like she didn't know until that phone call.
I mean, the decent thing is, you know, put it in the wash, send
Press
it back
it.
nice and clean.
With a little post-it note on the top. Sorry, I didn't know we had a
But
missus.
like, I don't know. I don't like that. I feel like, you know, it's his bloody fault. And then the wife is like going after her, the girl that cheated with him. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, did she spot the white mark on the wedding ring finger if he took his ring off?
I thought you were
Well,
gonna
then
say
if
the
it was
white mark
dark-
on the t-shirt.
Yeah.
What type of wedding gift is a T-shirt to your soon-to-be husband, though? Like, what was on it?
Yeah. Just married.
Could be like they
Picture
just, yeah. Could be something like they had on their first date or something, or like a memory.
or a
I
Pepsi.
don't know, like
Yeah.
you're such a
Both dark rooms, scrambling around for clothing items.
oh my god. Send it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I've got one to take us out. Are you ready for it?
Gust of wind wouldn't take you out.
Dear Rachel, I'm writing to you from sunny Bristol, and a rather embarrassing predicament. The other day, my boyfriend and I got a little carried away during a particularly steamy afternoon. Let's just say I wasn't exactly quite about how much I was enjoying myself. Later that day, I bumped into my neighbour, who gave me a knowing smile and said, "Glad someone's having fun." I nearly died on the spot. I haven't been able to look them in the eye since. How on earth do I recover from being the apparent star of the neighbourhood soundscape? Is there any way to face them again without wanting the ground to swallow me up? Yours mortified, red-faced in Bristol.
Oh, what do you do? This is the trouble with these modern buildings: is the walls are like paper thin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do anything. You can't have an argument. You can't have a wank. You can't have sex. People know everything.
But flip it on its other side.
For
How
flip's
long was
sake,
that
with
neighbour
Jake.
listening? Not this week. How long was that neighbour listening for?
Well, how long were they going on for? It's not the neighbour's fault.
2 minutes and done.
The awkward moment. The awkward moment when the neighbour texts you and says, "Oh no, keep going. I'm almost done."
Hang on, I'm just changing my batteries. But yeah, I just smile and walk on. Be proud. Take
Have you
it.
ever been able to hear your neighbours?
I've heard
Like, even if it's like having a conversation or an argument or sex.
No, not really.
The walls in my apartment are basically soundproof. You wouldn't hear voices or anything, but sometimes, like, my bed is back to back with the neighbour's bed, and sometimes I hear it. Like, I can only assume.
Oh,
They're just doing a bit of DIY.
yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
Put some shelves up.
They are.
3 in the morning is the best time to do DIY, apparently.
You just get impulsive thoughts at 3 a.m. and think, "Oh, I just need to put that shelf up."
But like, I've sometimes heard like neighbours arguing, and there is a little bit of me that's like, I need to know what's going on. I need to hear. I need to hear the end.
Got the glass up to the wall.
Yeah. Or have you seen those clips on like TikTok where there's like a woman out with a feather duster and she just keeps getting closer and closer to where the action.
Yeah, it's like what I've seen them as well, like Irish versions of them, and it's like growing up in a council estate, and you're like that, like cleaning the windows, looking out, or pretending you're doing something. You're just brushing the wall.
Yes, and then you just get closer to the action. Yeah, brilliant. That's me. I have done that because I'm so intrigued. I love like reality. I love like real.
You're a
life
court and
shit
twitcher,
that
then you
happens.
admit it.
No,
Yeah.
I'm definitely not one of those. But if something is going on that's big, and I'm like, it happened a couple of like weeks ago. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I could hear someone running down my street, and someone saying, "Stop where you are! Don't you fucking move!" And it was the police. And they arrested someone literally outside my bedroom window. But at that point, I was a curtain twitcher because I was like, what is going on? I love this. This is drama.
Were you watching your car at 10 o'clock at night?
No.
Best type of drama is the drama you're not involved in, though, and you have a front row seat for.
Oh, yeah. I love the drama. I don't like bringing it, but I do love other people's drama.
Pull the other one, you.
What? I don't like drama.
It goes back to that old meme. Am I the drama?
I don't think I'm the drama.
Darling, I am not the drama, but I can be if you want me to be.
If you've got any dramas you want us to settle, you can send them to Rachel via email, rachel@meetinthemiddlepod.com.
Yep, it's that time again. It's time for...
What the fuck?
That's right. What the Fact with me, Danny, where we uncover the truth behind life's most puzzling questions. But the answer is more elusive than you think. Because, of course, I like to throw in some bullshit answers to throw you off the scent. So, Your job is simple. Try and give me the correct answer. Play along if you're listening or watching as well. Are you ready, boys?
Yeah.
Ready.
Well, let's play.
What the fuck?
Here we go. So, what is a growlery? What is a growlery? Growlery. Growlery. Is it A, the name given to a group of 3 or more gay men classed as bears together? A growlery. Is it B, the name for a private, exclusive whiskey tasting room?
Ooh.
A growlery. Is it C, a viewing platform in France to admire ladies' hairy minges?
The growlery.
Oh, I got lightheaded there. I was trying to hold in the lap that you got to do.
A growlery.
Monsieur Growlery.
Or is it D, a private space for when you are in a bad mood? A growlery. So the name given to a group of 3 or more gay men classed as bears together. The name for a private, exclusive whiskey tasting room. A viewing platform in France to admire ladies' hairy minges. Or a private space for when you're in a bad mood. What do we think, boys?
See,
A growlery.
I think this is the first time every single one have like potential of being right because they're all related to the word growlery. Like the
Just
whiskey
so
one,
good.
I'm thinking the brewery.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might go with the bear one.
Okay, so what, the gay men, 3 or
Yeah.
more gay men. Why would you say that?
Because I'm thinking the bear's growling.
Oh, do you think about that often? I'm joking. All right, so you're going to go with the 3 or more gay men classed as bears together, a growlery. I mean, it makes sense. It does make sense. Jake, what do you think?
I think it might be the whiskey one, only because I know you can get a growler in a pub.
I beg your pardon. What's a growler?
So it's a large container that you would store alcohol in.
That's not what I know a growler to be.
In alcohol terms. Yeah, I think it might be the whiskey tasting room because if they're storing it in large containers, it's a growlery.
Okay. So you don't think it's a viewing platform in France?
I don't think so. On the south of France. Oh, where have you gone, love? I've gone to the growlery.
The Nice Growlery.
Hang it in the Louvre.
Oh,
The Paris Gallery.
Je jouais la growlery.
All right, well, let's see if you're right.
C'est magnifique.
So is it a viewing platform in France to admire ladies' hairy minges? It's not. That is a bullshit answer and I made it up. Why? Because I can. Is it B, the name for a private, exclusive whiskey tasting room? I'm sorry, Jake. I made that up. It is not. Is it the name given to a group of 3 or more gay men classed as bears together? It is not.
Oh.
It is, in fact, a private space for when you are in a bad mood. We have no winner again this week. So a growlery, it is officially a little room where you go to be alone when you're in a bad mood. Unofficially, it's the room where you scream into a cushion, rewatch episodes of Friends for the 9th time, and order a Deliveroo just so someone acknowledges that you exist. Your growlery is where you go when you're basically just fucking done with everything. So you probably have your own version of a growlery, right? Could be your bedroom, could be your living room, could be, I don't know, your basement or your loft.
Could be a viewing platform in France.
It could be. So where did it come from? Where did the word growlery come from? Well, it came from Charles Dickens, you might be surprised to know. The original sad lad, if you've read any of his books. If you're not familiar with Charles Dickens, he wrote a book called Bleak House. Sounds really cheery, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't book us in there if it's an Airbnb. In that book, he gave us the character called Mr. Jarndyce. He was a man with a designated brooding room. Do you want to know a growlery fun fact?
Yeah.
Well, some libraries and universities have actually started naming their quiet rooms growleries. What do you think to that?
I've actually seen some office spaces, like modern offices in Dublin, that have these little quiet booths where it's completely soundproof, and it's I think it's designed for taking private phone calls, but you can go in there and just scream your head off if you wanted.
Yeah, that is a growlery, I would say.
We've got one at work. Do you just go in and shout?
You just go in and you shout, "For flip's sake, with Jake!"
I mean, it's cute until you remember that the word growler is slang for a massive hairy minge, right? So now you've got workplace, like quiet rooms, uni libraries, you're emotionally unstable, and you're surrounded by the ghost of Victorian sadness and the vague scent of cunnilingus. I don't know if growlery is the right word. Okay, so growleries in Victorian times would probably have been a room with like a big leather chair, no windows, and probably smell like cigars, regret, and 3 failed marriages. If growleries exist today, what do they look like? James, you already mentioned that you've seen them in office buildings. Jake, you said you've got like a quiet room at work.
Yeah.
So I've come up with my best 3 places I think growleries exist today. Do you want to hear them?
Yeah, it does.
All right. So the first growlery is your car.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Right? So you can imagine it. That's your growlery. You're sat outside Tesco's in your pajamas, you're chain smoking on your vape, probably crying to Adele on the radio. That's your car growlery. The second one is we've got our shower growlery, right?
Yeah.
Where you pretend that the water running down your thighs isn't a mix of lube, tears, and self-loathing. You're just crying in the shower, letting it all out. Well, you are letting it all out, aren't you? Because you're naked. And then, of course, there's the toilet growlery, to where you sit on the shitter. You probably still have your trousers up. You're pretending to pee just so that you can scroll through texts or your TikToks and reanalyze every interaction you've had since 2012. Those are the 3 growleries I think exist today. Do you think there's any other places? Can you think of any other growlery spaces?
Not really. Mine would be the car, I think. Get a few power ballads on, and away you go.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else.
What about you, James? Would it be your spare room after a shag that's kind of gone wrong?
What is it? Is it just for like centering yourself, or somewhere that you have to scream or let loose?
Well, it's a small room to kind of let loose and be in a bad mood and, scream, cry, brood, whatever.
Yeah, I suppose the 3 you just mentioned are the only ones I can think of.
But it's funny that you mentioned about kind of recentering, because why don't we use the word growlery anymore? It's purely because I think we've rebranded it.
Yeah.
We call it a self-care moment or time for reflection, but it's not. We're not journaling. You're not meditating. You're basically in a fucking dressing gown, no underwear. You're eating crisps off your chest and debating whether to unblock someone you told your mates that you were done with 3 weeks ago. I've done that. So I think it's time to reclaim the growlery. Build your den of despair, your little cave of chaos. Light the Glade plug-in candle that you've got. Set the mood. Play Billie Eilish or Sinead O'Connor, depending on how dramatic you're feeling, and say it with your whole chest. I'm going to my growlery. Goodbye forever.
Get behind the growler. Down with the growler.
So yes, growlery. It's your own little space to go when you're in a bad mood and you just want to let it all out. So catch me next time for another...
What the fuck?
All that talk about growleries and growlers. Don't know what it's got you thinking about, but bloody
It's got me
hell.
thinking about
Breakfast!
James! Hell. Right, so no Rachel. Rachel was on quiz. So you've got my lovely dulcet tones again as I take you through the quiz. So it's boy versus boy, Jake and James. How do you think you're going to do? Who's going to come out on top?
Well, I've been fucking
Who's gonna be
shafted
in
the
the
past
bottom?
3 weeks. So it's not, I'm not looking hopeful.
Come on.
I think it's down to your buzzer choice.
I don't think so, because listeners, please comment on this episode, wherever you're listening to it, and tell me if you think I got shafted the past couple of weeks, because I definitely have.
Yeah,
If you want to join James's pity party, you know where to get in contact.
Team James, comment below.
Right. Well, James, let's hear your buzzer for this week.
You motherfuckers are gonna kill all my lilies!
It's Patrick Stewart.
I love it. Okay. That's a good one, see, because it comes straight in, so I'll be able to
do.
recognise it. All right, Jake, let's hear yours.
Help is on the way, dear!
Oh, originator, don't fire, dear. Love
And
it.
hip hop, dance till you
Stop
drop.
and I don't stop. Okay.
Yo, make a mean cup of cocoa.
Oh, Robin Williams.
Legend.
R.I.P. All right, here we go then with the quiz. Oh, by the way, this is a 90s based quiz
Ooh.
Okay.
because
Oh.
we're all 90s babies, aren't we?
Yeah.
Why are you laughing? Okay. Question number 1. In the 1995 music video for Gangsta's Paradise by Coolio, R.I.P., who played the role of the teacher?
Help is on the way, dear!
That is Jake.
Is it Jodie Foster?
It was not Jodie Foster. I'm sorry.
In the
Jake.
music
Oh, I know who
video.
it is now. Yeah.
Yes.
I know
So
who
there
it is
was
now.
a film called Gangsta's Paradise,
Oh, I've
which
never
was
seen it.
basically the music video for the song by Coolio. But who
95.
actress played the role of the teacher?
I'm just gonna have to do a stab in the dark here.
I can't believe you don't know
I've
this.
never seen. I didn't know there was a movie.
I think.
Yes, there was.
Claudia Schiffer. I don't know.
No.
I'm so sorry, James. It was not.
Can I have another guess?
No, you
But-
can't.
No. Okay,
Okay.
I'm not allowed to, because I don't want James to feel like he's been shafted.
No.
So the answer was Michelle Pfeiffer.
I was trying to think. She was another one on the tip me tongue for like 95 era.
Was it Dangerous Liaisons, was it, or the film? Was it
No,
film?
the film was Gangsta's
Oh, was it?
Paradise. Yeah, which is what I said in the question.
Listen.
I think you're thinking of Cruel Intentions. Maybe.
Possibly.
No? Maybe. I don't know. All right, no points. Nil point to Jake and James. Question number 2. Who played the characters Sherman, Clump, and Buddy Love?
You motherfuckers are gonna kill all...
That is James.
Eddie Murphy.
It is Eddie Murphy. That's the correct answer.
Sherman.
In the 1990 comedy film, The Nutty Professor. Yes, it was Eddie Murphy. We love doing those, don't we? Sherman. Well done, James. You are on the board with 1 point. Not feeling shafted now, are you? Right.
Well,
Question number 3. What hairstyle popularised by the TV show Friends involved short...
Help is on the way, dear!
Oh,
That
was
is
way too slow.
Jake.
Was it the Rachel?
Is the correct answer. That's right. Yes, it was a short layered cuts with highlights and famously worn by Jennifer Aniston's character on the show.
Do you want to know a fun
It's
fact
not.
about that?
Yeah, go ahead.
It was actually an Irish hairdresser that did it.
Was it?
Okay.
Well, yeah, fact check me, but I'm fairly sure it was, yeah.
I will. I was going to say, though, it's not our Rachel's hairstyle because her hairstyle would be Borgen. All right. Well done, Jake. You are on the board. It's 1-1. Here we go with question number 4. What type of boot featuring a high top silhouette and often made from leather or suede became a staple of urban
Help is
fashion?
on the way, dear!
Forget the name of it.
That is Jake.
Was it Doc Martens?
Is not the right answer.
It's the one with the like metal circular and there's like a planet in the middle, isn't it? Is that the one you're talking about? The gothic one?
No.
Can I hear was that the whole question or was there more?
So what type of boot featuring a high top silhouette and often made from leather or suede, normally a tan colour, became a staple of urban fashion in the 1990s?
Hooker boots?
There's also a rapper named similar.
No, I'll pass.
Okay. It's Timberland boots.
Oh,
Did you not say knee high?
No,
no.
Fuck, I thought you said knee high.
I said a high top silhouette.
Fuck.
Unlucky boys. I thought you were going to do good at this 90s quiz. All right. So it's still 1-1. Here is our last question. Who is going to get it? Question number 5. What technological advancement introduced to the public in 1993 revolutionized the way people accessed information?
You
and communicated?
motherfuckers are gonna kill all my...
That's James.
The internet?
Is the correct answer. It is the World Wide Web, which means, James, shafted you are not. You are this week's winner. Congratulations, darling.
Finally did it. I'm back.
Pipped to the post. I'm sorry. You are this week's loser.
Okay. At least I lose with dignity, unlike
You
James.
do. So well done, James, for winning.
Thank you.
And I guess Rachel will have to do the next quiz because I can't do 2 in a row. So join us for the next one.
Tell the truth and shame the devil. It's time for Confessionals. If you have any stories that you'd like to send in to us, anonymous or not, please DM us on Instagram at podcast.meetinthemiddle, or you can email me directly, james@meetinthemiddlepod.com. That's james@meetinthemiddlepod.com. And the first one I have up is, as a child visiting my grand's house, whenever I left, I'd wave next door to Ken, who was always sat at the bay window looking out at the sea. He lived right by the coast off the North Sea in Hartlepool. We'd never really talk, just a little wave before I went into the car. One time, I'm leaving my grand's house. I'm in front of my mum, who stopped at the door to talk to Gran. So I head down the steps and towards the gate. I turn back and I see Ken in the window. Big smile as usual, waving at me. I give him a wave back. He stands up, gives me a thumbs up and wanders towards the back room. My mum comes walking down the steps and asks, "Who are you waving at?" I replied, "Ken." To this day, I can still remember my mum's face. She just went white but didn't say anything to me. It was only a few weeks later when she plucked up the courage to tell me that Ken had died a few days prior to her visit to Grant's. I don't believe in ghost stories, but I saw him. I can still picture him in his striped sweater with all the lights across it. Him waving and getting up out of his chair. There was no one else in the house. He lived by himself. How do you explain that?
What? No.
He died.
But they reckon kids do have a sixth sense, though.
That's a spooky confessional.
Yeah, mixing it up this week. I love those types of stories, though.
I do, but yeah, and you kind of don't expect it to be like in broad daylight kind of thing. That freaks me out.
It's giving me cold hands thinking about it.
That really freaks me out. Could it not have been somebody else in the house that maybe?
She said at the end of it, there was nobody else in the house, and this is somebody she waved at every time she visited her gran, and he was always there. But she doesn't believe in ghosts. She said that, but she can still picture him standing there. She knows she saw him.
And I wonder, see, I really want to believe it, but could it be just like, you know, when you're so used to seeing something all the time, like on a regular basis, that you kind of not fabricate it, but it's just, you think, oh yeah, they're there. Like, I don't know. Like an optical illusion type thing.
Right down to the detail where she can remember the jumper he was wearing and the light like striped across him.
I mean, that is freaky.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Weird. Well,
that is weird. I kind of like the spooky confessional.
Yeah. Keep them
send
coming.
a few more in. If you have any spooky ones, please send them in. As I said before, it's james@meetinthemiddlepod.com. Send them in. We love the spooky ones. But if you want a little bit more of a lighthearted and a little bit more on brand for us, are you ready for the next one?
Yes. Okay.
I was out on a night out with the girls to get over my ex who had recently cheated on me. We were having a fab night, drinks were coming, the atmosphere was good, and we were dancing and just generally having a blast. This fella caught my eye, and I saw him having a look too. As the night went on, looks and smiles were exchanged towards the end of the night, and he approached me, and we ended up leaving and going to Mackey's. Mackey's after a night out.
A late night date night, Mackey's.
Romantic one.
Cheeseburger.
All was going well. We ordered some food, and he must have complimented me about 10 times, like telling me I was the best looking girl he ever saw in the club. Proceeding to act all shy and cute, I accidentally snorted, and just my luck, the biggest bogger flew out of my nose and right into his fries carton. He was absolutely mortified, and it was safe to say he called it a night, and we never saw each other again. Can you picture that? The big laugh and the start right into his fucking fries carton.
Oh no, I would be mortified. Especially because that's the end of the date and he's hot and oh my god, you were going to get sex and everything.
And you know what the worst thing is? If you tried and aimed for like a bogger into like one goal or one area, you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it if you tried.
What was it? The thing is, was it like a dry, crusty one that just flew out, or was it a wet kind of dribbling?
Wet one.
It's not seasoning, Danny.
Well, and it was enough for him to go.
Never seeing her again. Yeah.
Oh no! Oh girl!
I thought you were generally going to say that she started dipping her fries into a milkshake, and that was the thing that turned him off.
No, I think a bogger is like science seal delivering it.
Yeah.
Or like eating a cheeseburger and having all the ketchup and dribble all over your mouth. And you're like, give me a kiss, give me
like a tomato Dracula just all down your face.
The scenes at 3 o'clock in the morning in the McDonald's.
Or if she'd gone, I'll have a large fries, 2 Big Macs, 1 double cheeseburger. Would that put you off if like somebody was like ordering like loads of food or
no? I thought you were going to say the bugger flu. That wouldn't put me off. No.
Would that put
especially
you off
after a night
flu?
Yeah, it'd be a bit awkward,
you couldn't get that out of your head.
But I wouldn't. Thing is, I'd just leave them fries and then carry on.
Yeah. You'd be
But I
like,
wouldn't be like, no, get your taxi. You go home, love.
I wouldn't be able to get
Jake
that out of my head.
wants sex.
I'll leave that. I'm not feeling hungry now. I'll just have my burger and nuggets.
You want her to bring that milkshake home. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Right, I've got one more to take us out. You're going to like this one.
Okay, love it.
When I was around 8 years old, I went to an adventure / theme park based in the UK. While
Theme.
Theme, Danny. Theme.
Theme park. Sorry, got it.
While playing in the castle themed wood chip play area, I climbed up on one of the towers by ladder into a small room. There was around 10 or 12 of these round towers around the play area. When I entered my head into the small room, I was met with the sight of a huge shit in the corner covered in flies
Oh.
and a pair of blue socks covered in shit also.
Oh.
Disgusting and weird, but yeah, these things happen. When I was 15, I moved to another city on the other side of the country and became best friends with a kid on my street. We're still best friends now, 16 years later. One day, we were talking about the theme park, to which my friend told me he did a shit in one of the rooms in the castle in the play area when he was 8 and then wiped his arse with his socks. I was astonished and I asked him particularly which tower and what colour these socks were. He said they were blue and described the same tower. So I saw my future best friend shit 7 years before I moved across the country and met him.
What a coincidence.
Fate just brings you together. What's meant to be is
I
meant to
just
be.
love that this 8-year-old kid was just like, I need a shit. Just
Yeah.
there you go.
I'm gonna
doing
use
it
my
here.
socks. Gonna use my socks
Well, at
to
least
wipe
he
my arse.
wiped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least he wiped.
It must have been a heavy shape. You
Oh
need to
my
vote socks.
I love those like theme
Yeah.
park things, like those little kind of adventure parks,
Yeah.
like all wood and things. I used to go on those with like my cousins, like when we go to like Western Supermare and the Isle of Wight. But yeah, they are like full of like little nooks and crannies. So
And shit.
yeah, you could literally just take a shit in one and not come across anyone for
I've been there
days.
for weeks. Actually, on theme
That's
parks and
disgusting.
weird coincidences like that. Did you ever see that photo of? I think it was an Asian couple. I don't know. I feel like they were Chinese, but they got married, and it turns out they've realized that their families grew up in the same area, or there was a lot of similarities, and they were going through her old photos when she was a kid, and I think she was in. There was a Disneyland or some theme park over there, but in the background of her as a 6-year-old is her now husband in the same shot, in the same photo.
no
Yeah.
way.
Crazy.
That's fate. I love
Yeah.
stuff like that. I
Mhm.
think that's fate. That's too much of a coincidence.
Yeah.
I love things like that. And like when I remember being in New York and I was riding the subway with two of my friends that I was visiting there with from the UK. And we literally bumped into someone that we all know. And he ended up staying with us because he was there and had nowhere to like stay.
Yeah.
But we were connected through mutual friends, so I knew him. I was like, oh my god, you're that's coincidence for me.
Yeah.
I love situations like that happen. You can be
Yeah.
halfway across the world. It just shows how small the world really is.
Really does. And it's a very like strong Irish thing as well. Like anytime you go on holiday, you either bump into somebody you know or like a friend of someone you know. Like it's happened to me
Yeah.
before. Like I've gone to Florida and bumped into like a girl I went to school with. Like it always
crazy.
happens.
Yeah.
I
We went
love
to
that.
Florida and bumped into the local chip shop owner.
Did you?
Yeah.
See,
We went
that's crazy.
yeah.
Oh, if anyone's got any stories like that,
Yeah.
I want to
send them
hear
in.
those. I love those types of stories.
Mhm. Or even commented below on this podcast wherever you're
Yes.
listening to it. Email them in wherever you want. Let us know.
100%.
Yeah, love them. Right, that is it for another week.
Yeah.
I know.
I could talk for hours.
But we will be back again next week, and with Rachel, all the trio become a 4. So we will see you again next week. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, there's plenty more where that came from.
So hit subscribe and don't miss the next Unhinged Confessional.
And hit that bell icon and turn on notifications. Trust me, next week's episode is wild.
Are you still here? Click that video already. You know you want to.